Okay, this is taking so long, so I'm back. This one is got to be my favorite Little Miss, along with Pepsi fan, who don't you know who this YouTuber is. This one's Little Miss Helpful. One of my favorite Little Misses. Little Miss Helpful was one of those people who loved to help other people, but who end up helping nobody. Do you know what I mean? I mean, for instance, like the time when Mr. Tall's shoelaces came undone. Now, if you're as tall as Mr. Tall, tying your shoelaces isn't the easiest thing in the world, as you can imagine. Let me help, cried Little Miss Helpful, rushing up. Then somehow, she managed to tie Mr. Tall's shoelaces together. Then he fell over. Not as he was tall as Mr. Tall, falling over hurts. Bang! Ouch, he said, rubbing his head. Let me help, cried Little Miss Helpful, and rushed off to get some sticking plaster or band-aids if you're British, if you're American. And rushed back to stick it on Mr. Tall's mouth. He said, he was trying to say, take it off. But that's more difficult to do with sticking plaster stuck out of your mouth. I meant band-aids, you explosive boy. Little Miss Helpful looked at him with concern. Let me help, she cried, and ripped the sticking plaster band-aids off his mouth. Oh, he cried, that hurt. Would you like to get the cream for his sore mouth? She asked anxiously. No, he groaned. Go away. Now, do you know what I mean about people like Little Miss Helpful who helps nobody? Last year in April, and I think it was, Mr. Happy woke up not feeling so good. The doctor had to be called, and he came to Mr. Happy's house, which is on a hill by a lake. Big smokes! Oh dear, said the doctor when he saw Mr. Happy. Measles. Mr. Happy's face fell. Now, if you're to stay up, tucked up nice and warm in bed, and get lots of rest, and take this medicine 3 times a day, said the doctor, and when Mr. Happy settled down to sleep. He had just fallen asleep when there was a loud knock on his front door. Oh dear, groaned Mr. Happy, and staggered off to open it. You can guess who it was, can't you? I've come to help, she cried. But, protested Mr. Happy. But nothing, cried Little Miss Helpful. Now off to bed, do you want to get on with anything? She looked around. This place needs a good clean, she said. Mr. Happy had just dropped off to sleep again when Little Miss Helpful poked her head around his bedroom door. Have you got a scrubbing brush? She asked. Poor Mr. Happy had to get off to show him where it was, and then he went back to bed to sleep. Little Miss Helpful stepped back to admire the kitchen floor she just scrubbed, and trod the soap, and fell head over heels, and got her head stuck in a bucket because she couldn't see where she was going. Walked to the table full of saucepans, which fell over the floor with terrible clatter. And because she couldn't see where she was going, Little Miss Helpful stepped in one of the saucepans and got stuck on her foot. And because she had to hop, she fell over against the refrigerator door, which flew open and everything inside fell out. All over Little Miss Helpful. What the heck? Poor Mr. Happy awoke with a jump at the terrible commotion. He groaned, got out of bed, went to the kitchen, opened the door. He couldn't believe his eyes. There in the middle of a pile of broken eggs and a scrubbing brush and rolling saucepans and a lot of water and spilt milk and squashed butter and bent saucepan lids and a piece of soap sat Little Miss Helpful with a bucket on her head and a saucepan on her foot. Help, came a voice inside of the bucket. Mr. Happy seized the bucket and pulled as hard as ever as he could. and pulled and pulled. Pop! The bucket came out the top of little Miss Helpful's head like a cork out of a champagne bottle. Mr. Happy shot backwards like a bullet from a gun. Crash! He went flying through the kitchen door. He shot across the garden and straight through his garden hedge. He rolled down the hilly field behind his garden, faster and faster, and then, with a bullet in his back, he finished up in the lake. And then he sat with a bucket in his hand. And the little figure with the saucepan on one foot came half running, actually half hopping, out of Mr. Happy's house. "Let me help," she cried. Oh, come on. When you deep your knob. You got slapped gun. I want you to get slapped. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. I cannot stay. A job. On your base.